Hey guys, so today what I want to do is I want to make my single bed sleeper a little bit more flexible. So the way I designed this camper in the past was I always designed it for two sleepers, so that I was very aggressive with how little space I gave for each bed because I wanted two people to sleep side by side. But I also want to now accommodate the situations where I'm camping by myself, or just sleeping by myself, not necessarily by myself. So I want to make the bed a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna use this old futon as the mattress, and then we're gonna have to design a way to expand the bed and close it. All right, so this is what the bed looks like without a mattress, and what I want to do is I want to cut all these things into slats where I could pull out the bed and expand it a little bit longer. And that's nothing new. A lot of people have done that in their vans in the past. So I'm going to try to keep these, slice them up into good smaller sizes so that it's stable. If I make the slats too big when I pull them out, there's not going to be enough support in those big slats. So I'm going to give it some good small size strips, pull it out, and then I'm going to cut this guy to size. Alright, so I got them all alternating, and now I need to put on the side rails. Alright, so I got the side rails in, and I'm trying to avoid putting extra leg support, so I'm not making it so wide that I would need another support leg when I pull this out. So the idea is that I would only pull it out moderately. The weight of the mattress and me is still going to be here, so I'm not going to need an extra leg here or on the other side. So that's the idea, and this slides in. So when I want to be very compact, very aggressive, two sleeper, this person doesn't take up too much room, I'll be like this. But when I'm alone, I want a little bit of extra room to move around, I'm going to spread it out like that. Okay, so here with the futon, there's a bigger side and a smaller side, and I actually want the smaller side, so I'm going to cut that right there. I'm going to put the smaller side right here, and when it's wide, and then even after that I'll have to cut it in two pieces so that when it's narrow I could still use it, and then I could extend it. Okay, so you could see from this side it fits great. It's a much bigger bed. Well, I'm not going to say much bigger, but it's a significantly bigger bed, so I'll be a little bit more comfortable when I'm not being too aggressive. Let's come to the other side and I'll show you the problem. The problem is it's a little long, so I'm going to need to cut it and then redo it. In addition, I need this gap right here to be filled up. So I'm thinking after I cut this piece off, I'll use this piece to fill in that gap. We'll see how it fits. Alright, so what I did was I took out that piece, and you'll see it's slack here. And on this side I could just leave it dangling a little bit like that. That's fine. It doesn't have to be completely tight the way it was, but I could sew it in. Haven't decided if I want to spend the energy. Let's come and take a look at the other side. Okay, so now it's the right length, and this fits pretty well, pretty darn perfect. It's a little tight here, but I could just trim that back a little bit at an angle, and then so now I know it fits when it's in the open position. But keep in mind, I want to travel and access my bottom drawers and stuff like that with it in the small position. So now I need to trim it again to make another cut so that it'll be flush when I close it. Alright, so I made the cut and then I shoved it all back in, and I think it looks pretty good. I just tucked the excess underneath a little bit, and the excess is over here. So over here, remember that extra piece that I cut out? So I put it in here. This is it sitting right here. And that's with the rest of the thing. And I think it looks pretty good. It fits pretty well. Take a look back there. All right, so you see how it looks, with in the short mode. This is the way I'll travel, and this is the way I'll sleep when I'm sleeping two people. But when I'm by myself, the idea is that I pull this out. I've got a little bit of a bad angle. Pull that out. Put that in there. And I should have a pretty big bed now. And what I need to do is I need to cover this guy. Let me put down this mic and you can see how well I fit. So this is what it looks like when I'm in the wide mode. There's plenty of room for me to spread out. It's pretty good. But when I'm in the narrow, it'll be more like this. And it's not great, but it's still pretty good. Actually, let me scoot up here more where my chest is opened up the way it would be when I'm doing it. So it's still not too bad because it opens up a little bit wider over here. But anyways, I'm gonna need to cover this guy up to make it look prettier, and we'll go from there. Alright, so to cover up that bar, I'm going to use the rest of the futon cover. I'm about as good at sewing as I am at carpentry, which is not that good, but it's good enough to get me in trouble. So I'm gonna cut along that line and I'll probably just safety pin it up. There you go, and some safety pins. Well, safety pins aren't the most elegant solution, but it'll do.